GetSportsFocus is presented by Dr. Ting Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery.
Wise here with Ray Hudson, wide receiver for the Cal Bears. Now, Ray, you were a three-sport athlete in high school, yet neither one of them was football, and yet you're going to be a wide receiver here at Cal. So how does that work out?
Yeah, it was one of those things. It was a cool situation. I came to Foothill High School. I met Coach Sweeney, who completely changed my vision on what sports were, what I wanted to do, the hard work that had to go into it. I just was playing for fun. He brought the fun along with it, but he also showed that hard work kind of makes it a lot more fun when you start performing well. So I started playing football my freshman year. He took me under his wing, started me at tight end, and then when I joined varsity my sophomore year, he switched me to outside receiver. I scratched my head. My family was questioning it. Everybody was looking at this 230-pound, I was like 6'3" at the time, guy at outside receiver, going up against these little corners, and everyone was kind of figuring out it wasn't normal at all. But Sweeney's
not the prototypical wideout.
And Sweeney's not normal. That was the thing that worked out for me. I performed there. That was hard with recruiting because I was kind of this guy that didn't have film at the tight end, the slot receiver. But when I got to Cal and I had that opportunity, which I'm very grateful for, I was able to perform more than I ever thought because I had that ability from outside receiver to take that to the inside. I learned the inside stuff quick. I was able to kind of mold the two together, and now I'm this hybrid receiver where I can play slot receiver, I can flex out to outside, I can go in the backfield, and that's all attributed to the one decision of going to outside receiver that I was always wondering back in I don't even know how old I was, just trying to figure out.
So basically a true utility man, just doing whatever position whenever you need it for the team.
Exactly. That's the key thing that Sweeney builds is it's a team sport. You're going to work hard. It's about the person next to you, and you're willing to give up the little seconds of fame for the whole team. You're trying to build this team around one thing, and that's just working together and performing. And that was a big thing I learned through him. And he's obviously the most winningest coach. He's done all these great things. He's gotten offers to play coach other areas. Right. He hasn't taken them. He's stuck with one team. And
stay true to his roots.
Yeah, and exactly. And he's definitely the ideal coach you want to have. And he's a role model, and I always look up to him.
He truly laid the foundation for you, and as you said, one of the winningest coaches in California. Now, how humbling has it all become for being in a big-time program like Cal? And tell me a little bit about staying in touch with Coach Sweeney.
Yeah, it's extremely humbling. Growing up, watching these games, seeing in from the stands and thinking, never was a thought I wasn't even playing at the time, that I was going to be on that field playing. And so it's every time I walk out of the tunnel and I see that field, Memorial is unbelievable. It humbles me every time I go out there. And then just having that chance to affect kids like where I was back in the day it's huge. You have that. It's not just the name on the back, it's the name on the front, and that's kind of the key things. And Sweeney, we stay in touch all the time. I went back a couple times, helped out at practice. He's just one of those guys you always want to stay in touch with. You always want to see how he's doing. He's the strongest guy I know, and he's had some troubles here and there, and he's definitely with health issues, and he's back on his feet and working hard. I mean, I don't think he ever got off his feet knowing him. I don't think he's ever sat down for a minute, but no, he's doing well, and I always stay in touch with him. I attribute most of all of my success to him.
Well, I can see that he did a great job with you. And finally, do you have any final thoughts or something to say to some high school inspiring athletes at the college level that are dabbling in a little bit of baseball, football, basketball? Any words of advice, encouragement for the next generation?
Yeah, the key thing is there's always ups and downs. The downs are where you're going to learn the most.
You didn't have a very predictable route either.
No, it all ends up working out if you stay true to what you want. If you always work. The biggest thing that I had to learn was if you're working out and you have an amount of reps on the board, you do every rep no matter what. And that's the biggest thing. It's the step forward. It's what are you going to do that's going to separate you from the others? And I played through high school with a torn meniscus in my knee and a torn labrum in my hip from freshman year, and I got it fixed my senior year going into Cal because I knew if I took a day off or something like that, it just would set me back. And that's the biggest thing. It's what are you going to do to separate yourself from that? And we're all going to have problems. I had days where I couldn't walk, I was struggling, but you got to just find a way. And that's the biggest thing. If you find a way and you love the sport, you'll figure it out. And you'll end up here performing and then at the next level after that.
Thank you so much, Ray. Words of encouragement. Thank you, Coach Sweeney.